Alright, welcome back to Two Brothers Review. Today we are doing our top 5 Sonic games. So, before we begin the actual countdown, we'll do some... I have some honorable mentions.
I have a couple honorable mentions.
Alright, why don't you do an honorable mention first?
So, my first honorable mention is going to be the original Sonic 1.
That's also one of my honorable mentions.
You know, Sonic's grand debut set the tone of what it's going to be for future games, and it's just something different.
Yeah. Where it all started, introduced Sonic and Robotnik and everybody, introduced the animals, introduced all the gameplay.
Green Hill, the most iconic level in all of video games. One of the most iconic. They just use it over and over and over and over and over and over.
Yeah, really great, but not as fun as some of the later entries. But definitely a great game. Certainly, there's an honorable mention.
Absolutely. Another honorable mention I have is Sonic Heroes.
Okay.
So this one was kind of different. I was hoping for more of like a Sonic Adventure 2 type game with like the power-ups and everything, going level to level. But, the team aspect of it was cool. And it just felt kind of repetitive. So that's part of the reason I have it in the honorable mention.
Yeah. My next honorable mention is Sonic Advance.
Okay.
Yeah. It was just a great little fun game to play around in a few hours. It returned to form the classic 2D platforming and everything.
Definitely.
Just something fun to play on a long car ride or something.
That entire trilogy was really, really good.
Yeah. But yeah, I really enjoyed Sonic Advance 1. Okay. Any gems?
Sonic 3 and Knuckles.
Okay.
I actually have this one in my honorable mentions. This one was a lot different. I know we had this one on the OG Genesis with the 2 cartridges. This was the first game where you could actually save your progress and keep going. And so that was a really cool aspect. Introduced Knuckles, who became a staple. So definitely fun.
Yeah, and surprisingly, down here in honorable mentions, not on the top 5, Sonic CD.
Ooh, okay.
Yeah.
I didn't think about Sonic CD.
Yeah. I like the concept of the time travel and everything, but I feel like you get too caught up. If you're like me, you're a completionist. You want to do everything 100%. So you get
absolutely.
too caught up in trying to find all the machines that you're not going to get in the time stones like I am. I'm not good at those special stages. So yeah, so I feel like that can detract from the whole speed through like a Sonic game. So I do feel that can detract, but still I find it to be a very enjoyable game. But not as enjoyable as my top 5.
Okay, nice.
All right,
that's it for my honorable mentions.
Okay, why don't you go ahead and start with number 5?
My number 5 is going to be the first Dreamcast game, Sonic Adventure.
Okay.
I loved Sonic Adventure. The different characters introduced, big. We got Gamma. I had to think about that one for a second. Just like the different play styles of everybody. I mean, they had some similar levels, but it were different views of each level. Like Casinopolis with Sonic and Knuckles and Tails. Everybody had a different view. Tails, you had to mostly race against Sonic or Eggman. Knuckles, you had to find the pieces of the Master Emerald. Sonic is Sonic. Big, the fishing, Amy. Just very different aspects brought into the 3D world finally, and the story was so good.
It was.
With Chaos and him getting the emeralds and Perfect Chaos, and finally seeing Super Sonic in a 3D setting, like a good render of a 3D setting. So nice. Love the game.
All right. My number 5 is Sonic Mania.
I knew you would have Sonic Mania on this list.
Yes, I think Sonic Mania is just a gem. Waiting after all these years, they come up with basically another Genesis game.
Yeah.
It's Christian Whitehead. He's a hardcore fan. He did the remasters for mobile, and he really knew his stuff. And he just poured his heart and soul into that game, and he just really delivered.
From the little bit I've played of it, it is a really beautifully done game.
Yeah, it's just a return to classic Sonic Genesis gameplay, and Sonic Mania Plus, where they bring back Mighty and Ray after so many years, can play as them again.
I was actually watching a video about it the other day, and it's just so smooth. Like the frame rate is so smooth.
Yeah, it's a Genesis game that runs like with modern hardware. It's just so awesome.
Really, really well done.
Yes, beautifully done. The gameplay is so much fun. I've logged so many hours on this when I first got it. I can't remember the last time I played a video game that much, actually, when I first opened this. It's just fantastic. Good job, Taxman, on that one.
Very nice. My number 4 is going to be Sonic Generations.
Okay.
This was the first Sonic game I ever platinumed, or got every achievement on, whatever your preference console is. I love this game. The modern Sonic and classic Sonic levels, everything about it was really, really well done, especially for 11 years ago now when that game came out for its time. It was really ahead of its time. We got all these classic levels, Green Hill again, Chemical Plant, Sky Sanctuary, all these classic levels, all these classic bosses, all just with like tune-ups, like the Death Egg Robot, Perfect Chaos, Shadow, Metal Sonic, all these characters come back, and it's just, the Time Eater was a little, but I really, really enjoyed this game. Like I said, it was the first game I ever platinumed. Or I'm sorry, the first Sonic game I ever platinumed.
Okay. All right. My number 4 is Sonic Adventure 2.
Okay.
Yeah. So this was marked really the end of an era. It was the last game released on a Sega system. It was like a swan song for that generation, and they just really did it well. Shadow's introduction, bringing in Rouge, playing the dark side of the story and the hero side, so you have to play both to get the full story. And the different level designs and everything, the different modes of play, it's so really well done. The story is just one of the best in Sonic. It's touching. It's a marvelous Shadow regaining his memories and losing Maria and all that. Yeah. Just really, really well done. I think, and not only in terms of gameplay, but in terms of what it meant for the Sonic series as a whole. It's just. I
love that they brought Shadow in for this game only, and he was so popular that he just became a staple in the series.
Yeah. Because that ending, I would have been fun. Personally, I wouldn't find if that had been the end of Sonic. I think that the ending, the way that ended, just would have been fine. As really could have been served as a series finale had they decided not to keep going.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, just
end it right there.
Yeah, it's the last. This will be the most recent Sonic game on my entry. Really. So,
oh, yeah.
That's not true. Sonic Mania, but yeah, other than Sonic Mania, the most recent entry on here.
Okay, fair enough. Very nice. So my number 3 is actually the very first Sonic game I ever played, Sonic the Hedgehog 2. This game started it all for me. I love this game. Between playing the 2 games of 1 and 2, this game just improved upon everything that the first one was. I mean, we got the spin dash, he introduces Tails, better bosses, the Super Sonic is introduced, I'm drawing a blank on the special stages, that's what it is, for the Chaos Emeralds are awesome in this game. It's just so fun, and they put a lot of the elements from this game into the Sonic 2 movie. So I just thought it was so fun. I loved everything about this game. It's my only, this is actually my only classic game on this list.
Yeah. Speaking of probably the best, I think, is the best video game movie ever made is Sonic Hedgehog 2.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Not there's a lot of competition because video game movies are typically not very good. Really.
No, Sonic 2 is so good.
Yes.
I actually watched it the other day.
Yeah, I would say Sonic 2, best video game movie.
Absolutely.
Number 2 would be original Mortal Kombat.
Yeah. I liked the remake. It was okay. Anyway.
Okay.
That's another video.
All right. So, my number 3, Sonic Adventure.
Okay.
Yes, I have Sonic Adventure over SA2. Go ahead and at me. But yeah, I think really Sonic Adventure, it just reinvented the series, brought it into a whole new dimension. I love the Rashomon story aspect. You just play as every single character and get the different perspectives. I love the different modes of gameplay. Sonic and Tails are basically classic Sonic gameplay, but in 3D. And the treasure hunting and Knuckles, and then Amy's little hide and seek type of gameplay. And Gamma, of course, introducing the shooting stage like we would play with Tails and Eggman and SA2. Mm-hmm. And I found Gamma's games played to be super awesome.
Oh, yeah.
Even big, people hate on the fishing stage, but, they have their charm.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
They're unique. It's very, very unique.
Yeah, people hate them, but, Big is just pure whimsy. What if you Winnie the Pooh in a Sonic game, basically?
Pretty much. That's a very good way to put it, actually.
Yeah, I like Big. He's a cat. He's just so pure. I can't hate him.
I don't hate him.
But I can't bring myself to hate him. And overall, the story, oh my gosh, the story. I think this is probably my favorite story in Sonic out of all the Sonic games. And I actually do think this is better than SA2's story. Not voice acting, okay. So we know things were rough back then.
There were issues. I mean, it was 1999.
Yeah, so not in terms of like the voice acting, the timing, the delivery. So obviously, Sonic Adventure 2 is better than that one because Tails, watch out, you're gonna crash. Ah. But yeah, the actual story aspect, the going into the past with Chaos and Decal and everything, expanding the lore on the emeralds, and I love the Chaos Emeralds. I find that to be one of the cool points of the series. So to expand on that in such a way, and then again, you have to go through all the different characters, both in the present and the past, and piece everything together, ending with that climactic battle between Supersonic and Perfect Chaos, which I think Chaos is one of the best Sonic characters. I thought he was just real fascinating, the way he powers up.
Doesn't have to say a word, and he just murks people.
Yeah, so the OG Dreamcast Sonic game, Sonic Adventure, at my number 3.
Okay. At number 2, I have Sonic Adventure 2.
Okay.
So, kind of piggybacking off what you said with all the characters and everything, I love the introduction to Shadow. Shadow is probably one of my favorite characters in this entire series. His backstory is great, with him learning his past about Maria and everything, and the sacrifice he makes at the end to fight the Bio-Lizard head on. Just Canon's Core is just... Ugh. I put so many hours into this game, too. I got every single A rank, and I got it on Green Hill Zone, too, in that game. And I still don't think I got everything, because I don't think I finished the kart races.
Well, you had to, because you have to get the emeralds for those in order to unlock.
That's right, yeah, so I did do that.
My job was to grind the Chow.
Yeah, the Chow Garden.
That was my job.
I did everything else. But overall, I love this game. Super Sonic and Super Shadow at the end of the game. Like you said, introduces Rouge. You finally get to play as Eggman Robotnik for the very first time ever.
Yeah, I guess you count Sonic R, but does anyone really count Sonic R?
No, Sonic R, no. But yeah, I really enjoyed this game a lot. So I wish there were more Shadow levels in the game.
Yeah, only 4 Shadow levels.
Yeah.
Okay. So my number 2, Sonic the Hedgehog 2.
Okay.
Well, came bundled with my Genesis. And what an amazing game it was. So much fun. Introduction of Tails just expands on everything in Sonic 1 and did it so much better. Better music, better levels, better bosses. It set up a nice little formula. The top path is the hard but fast path. You stay on the bottom. It's slower, but it's safer. It's easier, and you could mix and match and play around once you learn the mechanics of the game and everything, and go as fast as you can. And of course, learn the special stages and unlock Super Sonic. Bringing the Dragon Ball reference into Sonic.
Yep.
The first of a few. Yes, I just logged so many hours on this game growing up, and when I finally beat Death Egg, and what a satisfying thing that was. And of course, later you find out that cheat codes are a thing, and you enter debug one, you just break the game and just blast Super Sonic through the whole thing. How fun that was! Yes, this is a very near and dear game to me. So Sonic the Hedgehog 2, my number 2 Sonic game.
I think I might know what your number 1 is already, but. Go with my number 1. And it is the most recent Sonic game that was just released, Sonic Frontiers. I cannot speak highly enough about this game. This game was so fun. I literally sat on this couch and logged hours and hours and hours into this game. I really want him to play it so bad because of how good it is. The challenges, the enemies are different. They're not the badniks. Finally, for the first time in years, they're not badniks. They're part of an ancient civilization. There's a great backstory on the Coco. And, the cyberspace levels are so fun. 1, 2 is the hardest. Oh my gosh. The challenges are great inside the levels because each level has 4 challenges. Getting the Chaos Emeralds, it kind of does seem repetitive, but honestly, with the open worldness in the game, there's so much to do. It's so fun. All the power-ups are great. The bosses. I cannot speak highly enough about these bosses. They're different. You finally get to see the potential of Super Sonic. And that first boss where he gets the last emerald on top of his head and just comes down, arms crossing, and just smirks at him like, oh yeah, you're done. And I love this game. I love this game. Even on hard mode, I'm blowing through it. And it is so fun.
Yeah, you mentioned something I forgot to mention, Sonic Adventure, introducing power-ups, and how
Yeah.
much that added to the game and collecting the different ones and everything to find them. Oh yeah, that's another thing I wanted to mention is what I like about Sonic Adventure over its sequel is the different world hubs. How it wasn't just level after level. You had to figure our stuff out and get to the next levels. I really love that. So yeah, additional commentary on Sonic Adventure.
Yeah. There's the 4 different islands that you go to, and each boss is unique. Each boss has their own friggin' like 2000s AMV song, and they are so dang good. I listen to them in the gym, and they're just that good. I could go on about this game, but the bottom line is I love this game, and I cannot wait for the DLC come out next year.
All right. Well, number one should be no surprise because you remember we did our video games. And my number one video game of all time was Sonic 3 and Knuckles. Yes, I think Sonic 3 and Knuckles is just the pinnacle of Sonic gaming. The introduction of Knuckles, the ability to save your progress, the transition between zones. So it really advanced the storytelling because here's the thing, kids. Back in the day, video games didn't have a lot of space on cartridges. So if you wanted the story, you would have to open up the box and pick out a thing called the instruction manual. That's where you would find the story. That's how you would find out the lore about the game. You would have to read that. Or if you were lucky, there might be a screen of text or two and the loading screen at the beginning. You couldn't just play through the story. So that you had to fill it in with a supplementary material. So the fact they were able to bring that in and help advance video games as storytelling is a huge credit to them. I mean, I know we're used to where we are now, where we had the Modern Warfare trilogy, which was just such a great storytelling for a video game, just a great story overall, and how they were able to tell that through video games. Well, that didn't happen back then. So the fact they were able to tell the story through the levels itself was a huge step forward in progress in video game industry. My favorite special stages, they're based off King Kai's planet.
Yeah.
And yeah, these ones I can actually do. I can even get perfects on all of them and get all the emeralds and unlock not only the Super Sonic and Super Knuckles, but Hypersonic and Hyper Knuckles and Super Tails.
Hypersonic is probably one of the most unique things that they've ever done in Sonic the Hedgehog.
Yeah, and then unlock Super Tails with his Super Flickies and how that just completely breaks the game. Those birds just attack everything. Nothing can touch you. It's awesome. They make bosses nothing.
Yeah.
It is so cool. Yeah, I just find it to be the most fun game. If I could only play one video game for the rest of my life, it would be Sonic 3 and Knuckles. It is just so awesome to me. I've logged probably more hours on this video game than any other in my life, so it's just really special.
Oh, cool.
All right.
You see the eras that we both grew up in.
All right. So then, go ahead and stick around for more content. Like, subscribe, ring the bell, share, all that good stuff. Leave a comment below. Give us your rankings. So, until then, see you later.